Chairman Mirabella and Freeholder Board, Anthony Sitko, 342 Hickory Ave, Garwood. Again, want to thank you for honoring Patsy DeFabio. Wish somebody would have told me, and maybe would have come dressed a little nicer if I know my picture was going to be taken. But again, I appreciate it. And as I said at the previous meeting, we certainly appreciate everything Patsy does for the community. It's always good to see the county honoring a Garwood resident. My comment was on 870. I suppose it's regarding the renewable energy program, page 3. I noticed when the council from the ECIA was explaining everything that it's going to be a collective bargaining agreement, I suppose, if you want to put it that way, between municipalities to lower the cost, because you're basically buying in bulk. As everybody knows, if you go to BJ's or Sam's Club, you buy 1 box of cereal as opposed to 10 boxes of cereal. The per box cost is cheaper. So the same applies to solar panels. We've been working on this in Garwood actually for a number of months, and we're actually having a meeting this coming Tuesday at Borough Hall where we're going to be inviting in a number of representatives from various towns and boards of education to discuss this very issue. And so we're working primarily with PSE and G towns, because we found that towns, I suppose, in the northwest part of the county are JCP&L, some of them, and it would, I suppose, be a little too difficult. But I just note that we've been working on this here in Garwood. We've been taking advantage of this. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the South Hunterdon Renewable Energy Co-op, SHREC. I believe Milford is the lead municipality on that. I could double check. I know Lawrenceville's involved in a couple other area municipalities, but they're doing a very similar thing where it's a collective group through the municipalities. And I suppose it's just more of a comment that I appreciate the county trying to share services and bring towns together. I think that's an excellent idea. And I suppose we're having the meeting this coming Tuesday. It's Tuesday, the 29th at 7 p.m. at Garwood Borough Hall. We've got representatives from the Garwood Board of Ed, Kenilworth Board of Ed, and a number of other municipalities have been invited. I suppose I'll extend an invitation now to the county or the ECIA so you can come and explain your program. So I guess that's about all I have to say about that. So thank you very much.
Good. Thanks, Councilman. Madam Clerk, maybe you can make a note of that time, and we'll see if we can have a representative there as well.
Anthony Sitko, 342 Hickory Ave, Garwood. Just 2 things I forgot to mention when I was up here. First off, I usually mention this during the mobile meetings, but thank you to the Freeholder Board for bringing the freeholders outside of Elizabeth. It's always a very nice way of bringing the government to the people. So I thank you, Chairman Mirabella.
That's what I keep saying. They're my colleagues. So I keep saying that.
It's very nice in here. Very nice. It's a homey feel. It's a cozy feel, but I like it. My second question was something I had forgotten to ask when I was up here talking about the renewable energy program. It wasn't a little clear. I suppose maybe the gentleman from the UCIA can perhaps explain that. Is this going to be bonded, or is this going to be a power purchase agreement? Because I've done my research over the last year and a half-ish on the solar panels, and I wasn't aware if this is going to be, if this is going to, because they said it's going to be no cost to the municipalities, and it's obviously, it sounds very attractive coming from a municipal council person, but I just didn't know if this was going to be a bond issue where the county fronts the money and the towns have to pay it back, or if it's going to be a power purchase agreement where the private entity comes in, they fund the whole thing, and then they just sell electricity at a cheaper rate, because there's a couple different ways of doing it. So I just didn't know. It wasn't quite clear to me what the process was going to be. So if someone could just explain that to me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jonathan, come forward. I know that's an excellent question.
Well, that's the last time I tell my partner Steve Perlman he can leave.
I'm sorry.
Here's my card. And to answer the question, as Steve was indicating, in this case, and the beauty of this particular program is it's both. There will be a bond issue by the Improvement Authority. All of the obligation to repay the debt for those bonds which will be issued will be the private entity, which in addition to that would enter into a power purchase agreement and would provide the reduced energy costs to the municipalities where the different solar arrays are located. The private entity will repay all of the debt and will take advantage of the federal tax credits that are offered. So it's a combination of both.
Okay, follow up through you, Mr. Chairman, then, is there going to be, I suppose it's a lease with an option to buy at the end of usually it's 10 or 15
No.
years? No?
No, the equipment here will be owned by the public entity, the Improvement Authority, and the private entity does not have an option to buy.
Okay.
They will pay to install it. It will be free. The energy costs will go down. They will get the tax credits and the benefit of the lower cost of debt, which the Improvement Authority is going to issue. But when all is said and done, the county and the Improvement Authority will end up owning the equipment. Because as you know, there's a tremendously long lifespan for everything that lasts a long time. Now, I've given you my card. I would welcome an opportunity to come and meet with you and the other people in the municipality to talk about your program, and maybe there's a way to have you participate or have us offer a more detailed explanation to you and your fellow council people in the town.
One more, I apologize, again, through you, Mr. Chairman, I don't know how much time I have left. So the maintenance costs then for, I say, the first 15 years or so, that's going to be no cost to the municipality?
Correct.
And then once, I suppose, the lease is done, then who is responsible for the maintenance? Would that be then the county or the CIA?
Well, the equipment at that point in time is going to be on the roofs and on the properties owned by these different municipalities, school boards, the counties, so on and so forth. As far as maintenance after the first initial period of time, I'm not sure I know the answer to that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
But I can certainly find out for you as soon as I get a hold of Mr. Croman.
Okay. Thank you, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, very good.